Hello everyone, welcome to Cosolix. I'm your host Cosolix. Today we're talking about a boots guide, how to play boots. I'm going to be telling you guys the moves in which you should use and why in neutral. Then we're going to be going over some combos and strings, and then just kind of be going over how to use them, how are they optimal, and what you can do now today to get better at boots. If you're below, I would say low to mid diamond, I definitely recommend watching this video. This should teach you just kind of the optimal things that I know on boots. I've been playing boots at a professional level with Thea. I'm not like a boots main only, but I can play unarmed to almost a Brawlhalla level. Right now I was at like top 350 USCs unarmed only. I could probably play boots to about 24 or 2500 elo level, so I think I'm more than enough credited. Let's get right into this this guide. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do is hurt box is on, hitbox is on, stun on, show damage on, item spawning off, damage reset on, position reset on, then go give your weapon battle boots, or give yourself battle boots. Now you got battle boots, you can see the hitboxing and everything. I just like practicing with the hitboxing. I think it's interesting. You can kind of just see how moves hit, kind of learn a bit more. That's kind of the first thing. It's just interesting just knowing how things hit. Let's go over the moves. So your downlight is your combo starter. This is your true combo starter. It's going to lead into basically anything that's true. You can kind of see what I mean at this point. Not everything. Like, I guess everything. I didn't even know you could like... That's also an insane combo. Wait, I don't even use that yet. Then you can like... Oh, wait, that's insane if you're like near the ledge. Wait, what? I'm figuring out boots tech mid... Okay, so yeah, downlight basically true combos into anything. Sidelight is like a string starter. It puts you in a really good position where you do have active input. So I'll talk about the downlight active input as well. If you hold sidelight forward or up or whatever, you kind of bounce up. I don't know if you see the character bounces up. It puts you in a good position for an aerial. So like let's say you want to like sidelight upwards, go for a nair read, etc. But if you sidelight while holding down, you actually stay on the ground. And this is going to lead more into like downlights. So like, for instance, if you take a dodge and you just want to be grounded for some reason, that's a good option. That, or if like you want to, I don't know, let's say you want to be grounded because now you want to like hit a sig or something like that. Now you don't have to waste a dodge. There are reasons, and it's the same thing with the downlight, by the way. There's the down version, and then if you don't press anything, there's the up version. The sidelight works differently. If you don't press anything, it's the down version. But if you hold forward or up, it's the up version. I don't know why it's like that. It's weird. But yeah, so we talked about the down sidelight. Down sidelight, you're going to go into D-light, maybe a signature. The up is aerials. What's the difference between the downlight or the downlight? So the downlight, the grounded version, you're losing a lot of combo potential. Your only real combo is now sidelight. You can neutralite as well. I don't really know the point to neutralite, but you can. I'd rather sidelight. You get more follow-ups. But yeah, so if you do the down version, you're going to want to go into sidelight, and this is a good combo actually. This combo is going to put you in a like good position to extend strings. So like for instance, let's say they're in white health and you want to hit like a long combo. You downlight, do this, maybe you get a jump read, you kind of keep going. So the point is, it's just a nice way of hitting this, like a move that has easier follow-ups than the others. Like if you do the aerial version, you can follow up out of nair. Pretty tight actually, which is pretty nice. But you're not going to be in a good position. Like your sidelight, you get a lot more control. Like you can pick between being in the air, being in the ground. Here it's like you have to be in the air. But if you do the grounded version, now you can pick between air and ground again. Just a little bit more option select. There's not so much pros or cons, maybe a little damage difference, but that's about it. Just another option. You got so many options on boots. So yeah, talking about those options, let's talk about all of them. Here's the ones that I find the most useful. So the downlight sidelight is to build up damage. Then another thing you can do to build up damage, I kind of just mentioned, is D-light nair actually sets up into a side air. So if you happen to take a dodge, for instance, like let's say they spot dodge, then you D-light nair, jump side air, and that's pretty much confirmed. They'll probably jump into the side air. I think it's 100% confirmed. I see Raiders do this all the time, but yeah. And then let's say you want to do a longer combo, but you hit the aerial version of the D-light. Take a look at this. If you D-light Sair also has active input. So if the bot is actually moved a little bit to the right, let me show you. This is like a kind of a long string. Again, this is for like early health if you're in it. So like let's say your opponent is like in yellow or something like that, and this is a bigger map. it actually goes into the down light. And you can get this true. It's very like weird to get true. You have to like dash D-light. It's I wouldn't like worry about it too much getting it true, but it's just like a nice little unexpected 3-hit, and you can kind of keep going. So yeah, that's kind of like the boots 0 to death. We'll be going over how to 0 to death a little bit later and kind of combo off stage. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty in-depth guide. There's a lot to learn here. So if you want to hit some long combos, you can do the forward version of the sider. Again, a move that also is active input. That's the back version. But the forward version kind of swing forward and you can kind of keep extending. So yeah, if you want to do damage, we talked about D-light side light, we talked about D-light stare, and then we talked about D-light nair. Those are just good ways to get more than just 2 hits whenever you're trying to combo. Let's say you take a dodge, you can kind of keep extending. Certain reads that you could do, for instance, let's say it's like a D-light side light, and then let's say, for instance, they spot dodge, right? So we're going to do a neutral. Look at this. Oh, whatever. You know, they're going to be grounded. Let's say they do a jump up, for instance. A lot of people will just have jump reactions. So do, and then, yeah, you see what I mean? There's a lot of like options to kind of keep going other than D-light side light. Same thing with like this, and then you can hit a GC side light. There's so many ways to play boots. These are just a couple options you can have. You can try them. I recommend trying all of them and then see which one do you like the most, which one do you get more reward for in matches. It's going to take a lot of practice to kind of see what's exactly optimal. There's a lot of like flow chart routes that you can kind of go with this. So now let's talk about a little bit later in health and kill percent. And we didn't even go over some of the aerial moves either. So some certain moves, we talked about the nair, the Sair has active input. Let's talk about the downer. The downer has active input as well. If you let go, you kind of like bounce. You see that bounce? This is really good for like off stage if you want to like bounce and then you hit a ground pound. But it's good on stage if you hold downwards, you latch onto the ground. And this is going to put you in a position where you can combo out of it. Whoopsie. You kind of see what I mean? And even though it's like a lot of frames, a lot of people just don't dodge, including myself. You kind of see what I mean? It kind of strings into itself. So if you just don't think your opponent's going to dodge, you can do that downwards version of the downer. You could even do it like off stage. Sorry, I need to dodge into that. I forgot. You kind of see what I mean? But I'd rather the bouncing version. So that was the down version. You kind of see you bounce and then you get into a better position to like hit a ground pound. You kind of just like reset neutral in a way. Whoopsie. Let me do it again. You kind of reset neutral. You kind of see what I mean with that. So you bounce yourself into a position where then you let your opponent miss an option and then you ground pound. Where instead of just doing the all the way down version, you're not going to be able to follow up very easily off stage. So that's kind of the downer. Let's talk about the, like we talked about the ground pound, that's just kind of a spike. Let's talk about the recovery. Recovery is kind of like a blaster recovery, but definitely worse. You don't have a lot of momentum on this recovery, so be careful getting back to stage. But this recovery is also good for true combos, like D-light recovery is a true combo. And this is the first kill combo we're going to be going over. So this D-light recovery, let's say you can't kill off the side and you're like, oh, well, they're in red. I'm hitting this, like, let's say they're in, I don't know, 160. D-light stare, not gonna kill here. It's on the far right side of the stage. But D-light recovery, almost kills. There we go. And you can kind of see the D-light stare here isn't gonna kill. There is one true combo I want to go over. This is a tough one to input. I haven't even mastered it. You can D-light and then you can like chase dodge, reverse the stare. One sec, let me try this. There we go, true combo. So definitely this is like can be really good in twos because then you can like kind of extend what's the word, you can extend combos with your teammate. Dude, boots has so many combos. It's such a cool weapon. So yeah, this is something definitely to practice. I'm not even able to get this 10 times in a row. True, I need to practice the timing a little bit more situational. But yeah, D-light recovery, really good option. The D-light nair stuff still works, by the way. So that's still a good option if you take a dodge. D-light stare, as we kind of already been doing, it kills more off the sides. Like you do it this way, like that's gonna kill. But it would also probably kill at like 160 on small brawl. Yeah, just because it's small brawl, you know. So those are most of your options. You got D-light stare, you got D-light recovery, the D-light nair if you want to like go for an earlier kill and they don't have a dodge. We talked about this kind of the dare. We talked about you can do like something like that and then keep going. We talked about the string potential. What else? You can do a D-light GC side light. So like I don't know, if you're like, let's say off stage, for instance, yeah, let's say you're here, the D-Light kind of puts you into the air. Like, let's say if I do the grounded D-Light, see how I fall there? So if you kind of just want to send them to the blast zone, whoopsie, that's not going to be true. But let's say you want to like send them to the blast zone, then that's like one way, and then you can kind of keep comboing from there. And you can hold the down version like that, and that might be an even better option. There's a lot of ways to optimize boots that just hasn't really been discovered. I would definitely recommend checking out some other guides, especially a year or two from now. They're going to be like the flow chart of like what to do in different situations is going to be more optimized, because boots, you just have so many decisions that you can make. You could go down, you can go Sair, you can go Nair, you can go recovery. Maybe you try and just fish for Nairs. Again, there's so much. So definitely you could go D-Light, N-Light. Definitely watch another boots guide in about a year from now. Maybe watch a few more to see what kind of options they talk about. This is one of the coolest weapons in Brawlhalla, I'm not going to lie. Maybe the coolest. You have so many true combos. You have so many ways to play this weapon. It's so creative. It's so fun. Thank you, Brawlhalla, for adding this weapon. It's amazing. And that's basically everything on the boots guide. There's one more combo I just remembered that I want to go over. It's no longer a true combo as far as I know. Could be mistaken. Tell me in the comments. Okay, so yeah, the last combo is Sair N-Light. You need 6 dexterity. I just found that out today. Yeah, it's just like a good little string. I guess if you take a dodge, you can go for it. This used to be a true combo consistent. I guess they just nerfed it. So yeah, just like a little tight string, but there's a ton of strings on boots. That's just the last one I want to go over. Let me know what you think of this guide. Let me know if it actually helped you. Again, it's such a creative weapon, so please check out other guides on YouTube. I'm going to probably even link some below, so check them out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all later. Subscribe to Cosolix. Peace.